This video is sponsored by PotownStore.com, the best place for you to get TCGO code cards. They already have Darkness Ablaze up on stock, so definitely check out the website and use the coupon code ZAPDOSTCG for 5% of your next order. They have a huge variety of code cards, so you'll definitely find something you like. Also, this video is sponsored by cardmarket.com. This is a platform I personally use every day. If you're from Europe, you're obligated to check out this website. You can purchase cards on here as well as sell your own cards to people all across Europe, and they have huge bargain sales right here as well as bestsellers, and you can even purchase physical cards, for instance booster boxes of the new set. So definitely check it out. Both of my sponsors, PotownStore.com as well as cardmarket.com. What's up YouTube, it's ZAPDOSTCG here and welcome back to another TCG video on my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Champions Pad. I'm going to be giving you the top 10 best cards from this brand new set coming out on the 25th of September. So this is actually like a mini set that actually gets released every September. You know the thing with Hidden Fates, with the set before it, the set that had Shining Legends with Zoroark. So this is kind of like mini sets that Pokemon typically releases in September. This time around, Champions Pad, there's not a lot of great cards in the set. I'm gonna just stress this out for you guys so you guys don't go crazy and overbuy this product. For competitive play, it is not good. For collectors, it is probably the best set ever. So if you are a collector, there are 2 secret rare Charizards in this specific set. So you can get yourself the Rainbow Rare V Max, or you can get yourself the Charizard V secret rare shiny form. So that's very good, but you are here for competitive TCG information, and that's what you're gonna get today. So hopefully you guys will enjoy the content. If you're enjoying the constant uploads, be sure to let me know by destroying that like button. And without further ado, let's get it on with number 10 on my slot, and that's going to be Galarian Obstagoon. We initially thought that it was going to get released in Darkness Ablaze. We were wrong. Now we are getting it. It has the Bad Ruler ability once during our turn. You may have the opponent discard cards from their hand until they have 4 cards remaining. How good is that? Well, yeah, just think about the scenarios where the opponent has a huge hand typically. Well, they will have to make choices. You can use it every single turn if you get a Galarian Obstagoon out, and they will have to make choices. Well, what do I discard? And they will have to discard resources that they don't want to discard, which could be nice. You could be playing this maybe if you find room in the control archetypes. I know control got a huge smack in the face with the loss of Oranguru, but Excadrill is still around, so I could see that working out. It's very clunky, but if you can get it out, having this ability is very strong. You could also be pairing it maybe with the Eternus V Max deck. Certain archetypes already run Galarian Zigzagoons, like a 4-off, which is awesome, like most of them. Then you just slide in a Rare Candy and a Galarian Obstagoon, and you could make it so that the opponent will have to reduce their hand to 4 cards. Every single turn. Not only that, it can also slap 180 for 3 energies, which is actually not too shabby. Or you could just be playing it in a Galarian Obstagoon build, you know, the one with the Decidueye. Just try to slide in one of these fellas, and you could be having some fun with the Bad Ruler ability. Next up on the number 9 spot is Alcremie V Max. Look at that. This huge pie is ready to just dish out a huge amount of damage. What can we see here is that we are a Psychic type. Unfortunately, we are weak against Metal, so that means Zacian will eat us up, Lucario Metal will eat us up, so having that weakness is not the best thing in the world, but other than that, your damage output can get ridiculously high and you could one-shot anything in the game. As a couple of cards that I put on the screen, Rose could accelerate the energies that you need for the attack cost in combination with Turbo Patch and manual attachments, or you could go for the Porygon Z route and attach special energies. We do have like Aurora energies and all that good stuff still available to us, so you can also be using that. So what the attack does, the first attack is Decorate. For each of your bench Pokemon, search your deck for a Psychic energy and attach it to that Pokemon. So if you go like first and have this on the second turn, this could be an ideal attack to set yourself up for the rest of the game. Because with Decorate, imagine you have lots of basic Pokemon, actually lots of Pokemon in general on the bench. You will accelerate like 5 energies, and the attach of the turn, that's 6 energies. And if we can get manual attachments throughout the games, you're gonna have so many energies. And why do we need so many energies? Glad you asked. That's for the G Max finale, and that's actually dishing out 60 damage. And you may discard any number of energy attached to your Pokemon. This attack dishes out 60 damage for every energy card that you discarded. So things like triple accelerated energy does not count as 3 energies, unfortunately. It's per energy card. So either you go with the Rose Turbo Patch option, or you could go for the Porygon Z. It's unfortunate that Malamar has been rotated, otherwise that would be the perfect partner. You could discard them and reattach them instantly. So this could maybe be better and expanded, but with the loss of Malamar, these are the options we have. But yeah, a damage modifier of 60 is insane, because if you get rid of 6 energies, which is not that hard to pull off if you use Decorate, the attack, well, you can one-shot anything in the game. That's 360 damage. So quite initially, I'm fond of the attack. Setting it up will maybe become better in the future if we get more Psychic Energy acceleration methods, but for now, these are the options we have. I'm putting it here on the number 9 slot. Moving forward, we have none other than Duraludon, another metal type. So Zacian Dex, get another new friend. The Duraludon V has the Hard Code ability. This is a Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks, so that is initially good because we have the Cape of Toughness, putting this guy all the way to 270 HP with a 30 buff. So technically the opponent will have to slap 300 damage in order to get rid of a Duraludon V. It does not have the insane ability like Intrepid Sword, but it can also have infinite damage thanks to the Gatling Slug, 10 damage plus 40 more for every metal energy attached to this Pokemon. So with Metal Saucer in the format, Turbo Patch in the format, manual attachments, you can get crazy damage output. I know you're committing all your energies to one specific Pokemon, but you can get some numbers like for 3 energies just to pay the attack cost. You're already slapping 130, which is already nice as it is. If you can even go overboard the following turns if you want to go for the 2-shot on V Maxes. You're going to be very tanky nevertheless. So this is here on the number 8 spot. Number 7, you ready? It's going to be the Dubious Canned Goods. Yeah, this is a new item card, and it's very similar to like a Hyper Potion, but it only works for Psychic type Pokemon. You can heal 80 damage from one of your Pokemon with a Psychic Energy attached to them, then discard a Psychic Energy from that Pokemon. So I can think about like Dragapult V Max, Gardevoir V Max, which we're going to talk about later down in this video, Mewtwo and Mewtwo, Team GX, all these Psychic types. If you have a Psychic Energy attached, you can just heal 80 damage instantly. It would have been awesome when Malamar was still around, right? But unfortunately, Malamar is not around, so maybe you can just be playing this in Dragapult to have a little bit more of survivability. We have also Mallow and Lana. So if you combine that, you have a healing option of 200. Maybe you play 2 Dubious Canned Goods and then you play the Rose afterwards. Could also happen. In combination with Melon, you could be healing lots of damage. Item-based healing and only discarding 1 energy is fine. We've seen Hyper Potion work before in Centiskorch V Max because you can reaccelerate those energies with Welder. Maybe you can do the exact same thing and play a Rose engine. Okay, next up on the number 6 spot is none other than Lucario. Lucario bringing fighting back on the map. Hopefully, it reminds us of Boswell GX with Jet Punch, or maybe even way before that, Landorus EX with Hammerhead, I think it was. Doesn't matter. It spreads damage, so 40 on the active, 20 on one of the opponent's bench Pokemon. I know, in both of those formats, we had strong energy. Now we do not have strong energy, so I wonder if it's any good. If only Galarian Zigzagoon, his weakness was fighting instead of the grass weakness, we might see some more play with Lucario, because that means you could have one-shotted one of the more popular starting opening Pokemon with that. But 40 and 20, I don't know how to feel about that. The good thing about this card is that it slaps 180 flat, and the only downside is that you cannot use the attack during your next turn. But as we've seen with Zacian, you just switch around a little bit and you're good. How is this Lucario V good? Well, the amazing thing is that you can one-hit KO with turn this V Max very easily. Attach of turn, Turbo Patch, Karate Bell, then bam! Eternus V Max is gone. So it is an Eternus V Max counter. Will it see more play than the Sandaconda did before it? Who knows? This doesn't have a drawback that you have to discard your energy, so we might even see it. So Lucario V. Maybe we get a V Max one day, who knows? Next up, on the number 5 spot, is Gardevoir V Max. I'm putting it here on the initial 50% here, the 5th best card from the set. The reason for that is its weakness to metal. Zacian eats it up. I've mentioned this before, that having a weakness to metal is not the best. I've already uploaded a deck profile video on Gardevoir V Max because lots of people will want to try this out regardless of Zacian. Imagine you're not up against Zacian, you're gonna maybe have a good time. You can heal off with Dubious Canned Goods, the item card we talked about. You can heal off with Melolana. You can heal off with the attack because it slaps 180 and you heal 50 damage from this Pokemon. So if your Gardevoir V Max stays alive turn after turn thanks to the item, Melolana, and the attack, you're gonna have an awesome time. If you're up against a one-hit KO deck, you're not gonna have an awesome time. The Gardevoir V also slaps 120 for like 2 Psychics and a Careless, and then afterwards, if you heal damage, if you heal your Gardevoir, you actually slap 200 instead. So interesting indeed. So Gardevoir V Max, I wonder if we will see some significant amount of play. If you're interested to see a deck list, I have one up on the channel. Number 4, here we have Wailord swimming in. We already seen Wailord and Magikarp Tag Team GX having 300 HP. This is just the basic once again. It only gives up 2 prize cards and it has 280 HP. 200 freaking 80 HP. With Cape of Toughness, we can use that. Then you're gonna have 330 HP. Typically that would be nice if you have something like Max Potion in the format just to wall off opponents, but this Wailord can attack. Prepare yourself. The first attack, Pump Up. If you go second, definitely use that attack. You're gonna have an awesome time. Attach up to 3 water energies from your discard pile to this Pokemon. So with a lot of decks running the Danny and all that, it's gonna be awesome to get those energies in the discard pile. We also have Viridian Forest still, so that shouldn't be an issue. You can accelerate energies straight back. Also, if you lost a lot of energies at the early phase of the game, you can also get them back. And you set yourself up initially for the second attack. Ocean Wave, 120 damage. For every energy attached to this Pokemon, you can flip a coin, and then 120 damage. Yeah, as it states here, this attack does 100 times the number of heads. So as I can see here, for every energy, is that it? I'm actually going to just search that out very quickly. So hopefully you guys will stick around with me for a little bit. The translation was a little bit messed up. Because it doesn't have the complete information here, but still, nevertheless, you already know that it's gonna be fantastic. Wailord, I'm putting it here on the number 4 spot because I do have high hopes for Wailord. So what I can see here, as it states, flip 3 coins. Okay, it is not for every energy, otherwise it would be crazy. So flip 3 coins. For every head, you slap 120 damage. For all 3 of them are heads, you slap 360, being able to one-hit KO anything in the game. So how cool is that? You can even reflip with Glamwood Tangle. Let's say you flip 3 tails, you say, I'm not fine with that. So Glamwood Tangles, you can have some healing cards like Hyper Potion with Frostmoth action going around. Yeah, I hate to admit it, but the Wailord V is good, and I'm putting it here on the number 4 slot. It's gonna be maybe a new archetype Wailord V with Frostmoth, healing cards, and the Glimwood Tangle. It's definitely worth considering because if you have a little bit of luck with coin flips, you can get the numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Not only that, not a few people can slap 330 damage that easily, so you will stay alive at least for 2 turns, so that means you can use the attack twice, which could be getting yourself the one-hit KO twice. Maybe. Number 3, here comes Incineroar flying in. We have, of course, seen Incineroar in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate grabbing everybody. I do love that game a lot. Disregard that. Incineroar V here in the trading card game. It's a V Pokemon, it's a basic Pokemon, but the good news about this card is that it slaps 90 damage for 2 fires on the card, so just Welder and attach of the turn away to just use the Grand Flame. You slap 90 damage and you accelerate 2 fire energies from the discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Why is this good? Yeah, decks do run Victini V just to have a 2-price Pokemon that can dish out a significant amount of damage. This could fulfill the same role, but also can leave yourself on the bench with an even more powerful attacker. I'm thinking about Blacephalon, I'm thinking about Scorch V Max. You just use Incineroar when the time is right. Let's say you have Welder, and you don't have Bossasaurus or whatever, you use the Welder on your Incineroar. Just use Quick Ball, get the Incineroar, Welder on the Incineroar, get into the active slot, and then knock out a Jirachi, knock out a Galarian Zigzagoon, all those weak HP Pokemon, you knock them out while accelerating energies from the discard pile to your more powerful attacker in the form of Blacephalon or Scorch V Max. So that could be fulfilling the role very nicely. It also slaps 220 if you get 4 energies onto that, so that is gonna have to, if it stays alive, you can use that. It does slap 30 damage to itself, but I'm a huge fan of this. Maybe you can just try it out in Blacephalon or Scorch, have an awesome time, and and yeah, put the price trade in your favor, because sometimes if you want to have like the KO and the little Jirachi, you don't want to use your Blacephalon and just welder onto it and lose all of your energies instantly. Just attack with Incineroar. I know it's a 2-pricer, but it's gonna be worth it. What Pokemon can one-shot the Incineroar with 220 HP? Yeah, not a lot of Pokemon can do that consistently, so this is gonna be awesome. Incineroar on the number 3, so what are the rest of the cards, right? Number 2, let's go. We are going to have, are you ready? Partam! Rotom Phone, yeah. A new item-based consistency card. We've seen it before with Trainer's Mail, we've seen it before with Acrobike. These kind of cards typically are good in the trading card game because you can rely on them consistently. They are item cards, and this Rotom Phone states, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose a card you find there, shuffle your deck, and put that card on the top of the deck. So we have a we are in luck because we have Oranguru from Sword and Shield with the Prime's Wisdom, which can draw that card out immediately. So that can be an extra addition to finding stuff like Welders, to finding your specific amount of like Reset Stamp, or maybe your Metal Saucers. So Oranguru, Rotom Phone, that could be an engine on its own. Play 4 Rotom Phones, play like maybe 2 Orangurus instead of just 1, and you could have yourself a great option. Not only that, Rotom Phone can actually put stuff like that you want on top of the deck in the form of Laxation. I really need my Intrepid Sword to land an energy. We could have already done that with Oranguru, but sometimes you don't have an energy in hand. Rotom Phone could fulfill that niche. Just use Rotom Phone, get an energy on top of the deck, use Intrepid Sword. How awesome is that? Same goes for Torkoal V with the Combustion Pillar. If you want to have a fire energy on top of your deck, you can use Rotom Phone. It could be the same thing like Oranguru, but those kind of effects go hand in hand. Rotom Phone, finding Boss Orders, putting it on top of the deck, using Primate Wisdom, GG. ADPization, would love that. Initially, people try out like Jirachi with Stellar Wish, the exact same thing, but just play 2 or maybe even 3 Orangurus with Rotom Phone, and you have yourself a new engine. That's why I think it deserves the number 2 slot right here, a consistency card, which is awesome. Next up, the number 1 spot. Can you guess it? Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, Shazam! Here we go. It is Altaria. Like, listen to me. Why do I put Altaria on the top of the list right here of Champion's Pad? It has the Miracle Guard ability, the exact same ability that the Decidueye has. The Decidueye already sees play in the competitive scene and is a stage 2 Pokemon. Very clunky, sometimes you whiff your rare candies and get knocked out. This time around it is on a stage 1. Very easy to search that out. We have Communication, we have Evolution Incense. You can easily set this fella up and even tech it in all kinds of decks because it attacks for carless energies. If you're up against a deck and you say, I have a hard time against that, maybe slide in a 1-1 line of Altaria. You never know what might happen, because with Altaria you might have an auto win instantly if the opponent does not have answers for it. Very easy, and you can also attack if you just try out an Altaria deck on its own. Not that I think that is the best idea, still the Decidueye will be better as a standalone deck, but you can attack for a single twin or triple accelerated energy instantly, so you don't have to wait to attack. With the Decidueye you need 2 energies, so I do love this card a lot. Not only is this the perfect candidate to be sliding yourself into a hit and run deck, it has a 1 retreat cost, the U-turn board can work out here. That means you can just use Behemoth, Mysterious Noise, promote Altaria, you're fine. Or use the Greedent. I don't even care at that point. I do think that Behemoth is better than Greedent, so just mark that down. And I also find it very nice that we finally have a card like that. You could be using it in Behemoth and in Greedent in combination with Lily's Pokédolls and other answers. So Altaria deserves my number 1 slot right here. And you're gonna see it at tournaments. Mark my words, very easy to slide into decks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick run through of the top 10 best cards of Champion's Pad. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to demolish the like button. Did I forget a card, or do you think that the order should be changed around? Let me know in the comment section below. This was my personal opinion, so hopefully you guys don't mind me putting Altaria at number 1. And yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, definitely be sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video very shortly. Have a fantastic rest of your days, and thanks again for watching. You guys rock. Peace out.